What's going on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. In today's video, we are checking out a gun that I actually built, bought, purchased like 2 years ago, and have finally brought out to the range. Guys, this is the B&T TP9. Now, before we get started, guys, I always want to give you full transparency on how we go about getting products here on the channel for review. Guys, I bought everything here. So a couple years back, I really wanted a B&T TP9. You saw it in Call of Duty. I'd seen it before out on the range in different, other content creators, range reviews, but I was using it in the game. I was like, man, I want to get one of these. So ran down to Ventura Munitions. Mikey ordered one for me. And of course, I had to order the suppressed setup as well. Threw on a Leupold, a Surefire Light, but I purchased all this stuff. At the same time, I did get it at industry pricing, so please understand that. But yeah, A3 Tactical, they are friends of ours. They did send us out their stock though, which in my opinion is way better than the factory like injection molded polymer version. This is a metal one, which I definitely like. So we'll explain all that in the final thoughts, but just want to give you full transparency. With that out of the way, let's jump into first rounds. All right, guys, first rounds with the B&T TP9. Believe it or not, guys, I built this up like 2-3 years ago, and I've never shot it. Like, bought everything. I saw this, like, we play a lot of Call of Duty, saw it in there as well, and I was like, you know what, I want to get one of these. So picked up everything I needed from our friends over at Ventura, and yeah, it's kind of just sitting on the back burner because we've been having a bunch of other stuff to film. Anyway, loaded up some SuperVel 115 grain certified select, the remanufactured stuff, and these will be the first 10 rounds out of this setup. Here we go. Actually, I mean, it's super flat. It's a full, like, obviously it's supposed to be an SMG, the MP9 version. When dry firing, the trigger, you feel super spongy, but actually shooting it, the trigger feels a lot better during live fire than it did dry fire. Kept everything alpha. I haven't zeroed it yet. I got an old school Leupold LCO on there, but I mean, you can see the thing doesn't move. You got 5 rounds touching right here, but it's shot super soft. The 115s, I'm assuming this setup's direct blowback, so a little bit of a violent recoil. I mean, it's 9mm, something crazy, but I am curious to see when we shoot the Hush Puppies from SuperVel how quiet it is to this B&T suppressor, and to see if the recoil comes down a little bit. But I'm pleasantly surprised the trigger doesn't feel as bad as it did during dry fire. I still would like an aftermarket trigger. Somebody out there make an FRT for this thing. I think you'll kill the market with it. But I'm gonna have our buddy Parker, you guys haven't seen him here on the channel. He's out visiting. I'll explain that here in a second, but I'm having him get his first rounds and see what he thinks. So guys, like I said, my buddy Parker's out visiting from the Midwest. Him and I play a lot of Call of Duty together, and we figured, hey, I haven't shot this TP9 before, so I figured perfect timing with him visiting. So gonna throw him in the mix with it. It's gonna be his first rounds. Give it a whirl, man. See how you think.
Sounds good.
Oh, we already got a malfunction here.
Yep.
So other than the malfunction, how did it feel?
Pretty good. Like you said, the trigger felt a lot better when you're not dry firing it. I haven't messed with any sub guns much before, other than a couple MP5s we've shot before, so it's definitely something new. Very light recoiling. Charging handle's a little different to get used to coming from ARs, but yeah, it is what it is. So other than that, it felt pretty good.
Let's take a look at the hits. So kept everything pretty much alpha. Yeah, not pretty much. It's all alpha.
Yeah.
We'll take it back to 25 now, and we'll see how it groups. So guys, we got our zero dialed in. We're gonna shoot a group for you now. 25 yards out, phone's recording downrange. Shooting the first rounds, I gotta take it back. Like, after doing the zeroing process with the trigger, it's kind of terrible. Like, the the actual trigger weight, I brought the trigger scale out, so we'll actually see what it is. But when you're trying to like slowly press this thing and dial it in, when you get to that wall, it is insanely heavy for what we're doing. So, but let's see what kind of group we can get with some Atlanta Arms 115 grain hollow points. Here we go. All right, let's go take a look. Down here at the target now, guys. Definitely liking this group. First shot was my flyer. I didn't feel any difference in the trigger pull, but clearly something happened. I must have jerked the crap out of it, and it went far left. With that included, we are just under 3 inches. So it's like 2 7/8 inch there. And if we just look at this group, we are just over 1 inch at like 1 1/8. So I am perfectly fine with this grouping, especially with the trigger. Like I said, when we shot the initial shots, just coming up and kind of running it fast and slapping the crap out of it, it wasn't as bad as it was dry fire. So I guess I should say this. It's definitely, I would like to see a better trigger for the platform. I believe there's a couple other companies that are making it. It's definitely one of my griping points about it, especially with like the price point on this whole package. But if you dry fire, just know the trigger does feel better when you're live firing. It's probably just because you're getting that, you know, the reset's a little more violent with the action cycling. But zeroing it, man, yeah, definitely a heavy trigger pull. I definitely understand a lot of people that have played with the MP9, not the TP9, are probably going to say, well, it's a trigger that's designed for fully automatic fire, and I definitely understand that and see where that trigger would have, you know, that role. But being able to get this group, I'm perfectly fine with it. If I had to use this thing to shoot defensively at 25 yards, I'm happy with this all day long. So before we jump into build drills, guys, I just kind of want to break out the Wheeler Engineering trigger gauge and get a trigger weight for you guys. I'll take like 3 samples here and we'll average them out. So first pull here, 10 pounds, 2.8 ounces. Let me know when you got it. Got it. Wipe this off. Second pull, 9 pounds, 7.7 ounces. And last pull, 9 pounds, 14 ounces. So around 9 to 10 pound trigger pull, definitely on the heavier side. But again, I know people are in the comments are going to be like, well, it's designed for, you know, not semi-automatic fire. So I definitely can see that. Like having this to where you come in here and just hold down would definitely make sense with this. But I would definitely be interested to install some of the lighter triggers that are aftermarket, and I'd also definitely really be interested in if somebody made a forced reset trigger for this. Like, I think that would make this thing one of the coolest platforms out there. Now let's see how fast we can run this 10 pound trigger here. Here we go, stand by. .03 from low ready. First shot was a 7.9, best foot was a 17. Threw one dead center. I guess this being the A zone, that'd probably be like stomach area, abdomen. But 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie. Let's go again. Stand by. I think I shot 7. Yeah, those first shots, oh, no, 6. So 178, got 19 splits in there. First shot was a 6.9. But with how heavy that trigger is, I feel myself squeezing the crap out of it and then dipping down. And that was my first shot. I saw it and then I adjusted. I think I have a second one here. So maybe I didn't adjust after the second shot. So we'll go 4 Alpha, 2 Charlie for a 178. Oh, malfunction here. Oh, actually, that might have been me, guys. I might have been pushing up on the bolt release there because it just dropped freely. There was no feed issue or anything. So let's go again. Whew. 234, all clean though. All right, let me see. I'm gonna just try to get one sub 2, regardless of hit placement. Here we go. You ready? There we go. 163 clean. I got consistent 20 splits. That should give you a great indication of how heavy the trigger is. But we are clean. So, boom, for a sub 2. So definitely doable. Yeah, I mean, number one gripe is going to be how heavy the trigger is, guys. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Woo! Parker with the 202. You got a 17 split in there, bud. Looks like 3 Alpha, 3 Charlie. We got 2 here. It's crazy. It looks super smooth from the side. I thought it was under 2.
Yeah.
But very close. But yeah, let's have you go a couple more. Stand by. .232 clean. Best split was a 19. You got 19. But yeah, you can see it's like that 30 split when you like the heaviness of the trigger.
Yep.
But you got it clean in a total of 232. Let's go one more. .177. You got 17 splits. You got 3 17s, an 18, and a 19. And that's a line breaker. Yeah, dog. So 177 clean.
Yep.
Boom. Here's your trigger breakdown, guys. So you saw on the trigger gauge, it's about a 10-pound pull. Here is your prep. There's the wall. Once you get to that wall, that's where all the weight begins. And you're just going to be squeezing until it finally breaks there. Reset is here. Boom. You kind of have to come far out for it. And then you have that 10-pound trigger pull again. So you almost feel like 1 reset, 2, 3, and then it finally clicks. So after about 4 positions, 1, 2, 3, 3 there, that's when you get that audible and you feel that reset. You can see it's kind of difficult to get super fast on the trigger. We were able to get down to 17 splits. For those curious, I'd equate it to like, it's a little slower and heavier than a stock Glock trigger. Don't get me wrong, guys, like, is it gonna do what you need to do if you had to, like, you know, use this as a home defense? By all means, yeah, we're able to shoot 6 rounds in under 2 seconds, no problems, and all alpha. So, but, you know, when you look at, like, you know, nicer AR triggers, like even like a Geisley G2S, guys, you can shoot 6 rounds sub-second, you know, on a small AR-15 setup, like an 8-inch. But just understand that the trigger is kind of heavy and the reset is kind of long. So guys, with our TP9 being a compact suppressed PDW setup, I figured let's break out some of the SuperVel Hush Puppy Subsonic 147. This is our signature subsonic ammunition. Right now, I loaded up 5 rounds 115, 5 rounds 147, and then I'm going to alternate going back and forth between 2 rounds 115, 2 rounds 147, so you guys can hear the difference. So guys, I'm going to shoot into the dirt so you can hear the suppression. Like I said, it's going to be, first to be alternating, so you should be getting 2 rounds 115, 2 rounds 147, 2 rounds 115, 2 rounds 147, or vice versa, and you'll be able to tell with the suppression, and then it'll jump into 5 rounds of each different grain. So this is 147 versus 115. Here we go. Oh yeah. So the first 2 are the 115s, second 2 are the 147s. Should be 115s again. Here we go. And then now we should get the 5 115s. Nope. Did the alternating again. Now it should be the 5. Here we go. Oh, so it went into the 5. Okay. So regardless, you guys should definitely be able to distinguish and notice the difference between the 147s and 115s. I'm going to pop my ear pro out and shoot another mag of the 147s and kind of let you guys know how it sounds like that way. No ear pro now, guys, and it should go 5 147, 5 115, and then back to the 147 so we can see the difference. Here we go. And there we go. Being honest, the 147, you definitely notice it being quieter, but either or, the 115s or the 147s were not at all bad on the ears. Like, you could literally shoot this all day long, and it literally sounds like a loud clap. Like, I mean, barely that. Like, it sounds like a normal clap. So, if you're looking for a setup that, hey, I want to be able to shoot it suppressed and not worry about, you know, any issues with ear pro stuff like that, this would definitely be one of them. And just to give you guys another point of reference, we're going to take the can off now and shoot it unsuppressed. Again, first 5 should be 115, then 147. So here we go. And back with the ear pro on. Oh, helps if I drop the bolt. It all sounded just loud. So yes, definitely get the suppressor for it. Before we get to final thoughts, guys, I'm going to break down how we have the TP9 set up and then kind of go over pricing. I know you guys are always asking me, hey, how much do these builds cost? So guys, B&T TP9, you can buy it as a package with the suppressor for around $3 grand. You have to use your suppressor. It is proprietary with the way it mounts on. When you get it though, it's going to come with a Picatinny rail on the bottom. And what I did is I took an AR-15 45-degree offset mount, a Picatinny mount, and I mounted it to that so I could mount my SuperVel light on an offset so I can engage it with my thumb here. When I was looking at all different videos, getting a light setup on a TP9 was kind of a pain in the ass. People are doing like the tape switch on the grip, but my thing is I'll end up ending in the light because I'll squeeze the grip. So I found this solution which allows me to use my support hand thumb and press into the light. For some reason, the TP9 only comes with the rail section on the right side of the gun, which is great if you're a lefty, but being a right-handed shooter, there was no easy way to access a light mounted there. In a previous video, I did have a laser aiming module up there. A lot of people are like, why do you have 2 flashlights? I had an XVL IRC2 from Surefire up there, which is both a laser and a light. That way you could shoot it with under night vision. That's why we had the dual light setup, so one white light and then one with the illuminator, IR illuminator. Now, the suppressor, I know people are gonna be like, hey, you can time it differently to where the rail is at a different position. Instead of being at 6, it could be at 3, which is great. But the lights that I was finding, I couldn't find one that had a tail end that went back far enough to where I could engage it with my thumb. So that's why I did these 45-degree offset. But you can time the suppressor differently to where this rail section on the bottom will sit at, I believe, 6, 3, 9, or 12, just like a clock. Moving further back, optic, one of my favorites on the market. Well, not anymore, but the Leupold LCO. I believe I bought this from our buddy Fam for 400 bucks. I threw it on a Kinetic Development side lock mount. This is their pick mount, and I threw it on there, and it just makes it really quick and easy. Watch that video that we did on these mounts. They definitely hold 0. It makes it super easy, but it also brings it up a little bit, so that way when you're using the skeletonized style stock from A3 Tactical here, you can get a nice lined up sight picture. It goes right into your, it aligns with your sight picture, and it makes it easy to go. And speaking of A3 Tactical, I ended up purchasing the B&T stock, I want to say for like 200 bucks. And guys, it was just injection molded polymer. I know it's a B&T product, but it just, for the price point, to me, it didn't justify the cost with just how it was made. A3 Tactical makes, you know, this out of metal. It locks in place. You push this lever, it'll fold. It's got a little magnet here in, so it kind of sticks to the frame and then pops back out when you want it to. It's, you know, molded rubber over here on the butt pad, which feels nice up against the shoulder. So I definitely recommend, if you go this route, pick up the A3 Tactical stock. We were kind of pricing everything out. I want to say this whole setup is between $4,000 and $4,500, so between $4,000 and $4,500 to get it exactly as we have it configured here. I would definitely like to bring the gun back out later on with maybe some aftermarket triggers. And again, I'll repeat this, if somebody makes an FRT, let me know. I'd be the first person to buy one from you. But yeah, so the whole build, that's how we have it set up. If you guys have questions about it, let us know down below. But now, Parker, let's jump into final thoughts, bud. I know you watch a lot of the videos, but now you're on one. Kind of break down for the audience, you know, like you said, you have experience with like an MP5, stuff like that. But, you know, for you, how did this gun perform?
It performed pretty well. We had that kind of the issue with the magazines for a while on there. Like you said, the trigger was kind of heavy. It was difficult to get used to for a little bit. Again, I'm used to like the Geisley G2Ss and all that. That's all I shoot in my rifles. So definitely a different feel for it. And obviously the ergonomics are a little bit different, but overall, once you got used to it, I mean, we were able to run it pretty quick. We were both getting sub 2-second build drills. So that's pretty good for my first time shooting one of these. It's been, what, 3 years since I shot the MP5s out here with you down at Strip Gun Club.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, It worked pretty well. I liked it, and that LCO looked fantastic. It was great.
So guys, understand something good that Parker said. It's like this is his first time shooting this thing, and he was able to get those bill drills under 2 seconds. Granted, you know, Parker is he's in law enforcement out in the Midwest, and I believe you're a firearms instructor.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so he does have experience. You know, he does shoot a lot. So please keep that in mind as well. But again, we're not saying, guys. Like I know people in the comment section earlier, there's so many better options out there for less money. I agree, 100% agree with you guys. This for me was the gun. Like, man, I want to have it. I got to get it. I like a lot of stuff that B&T made. Same thing with the BWC9. I like the transformer, like fold out gun. I like the look of this TP9. We're big Call of Duty fans. Like seeing it in the game as well. So I wanted to get one, and I did. But yeah, for the price point though, I would like to see a better trigger. I'd like to see better components, like the charging handle. It's super plasticky. Like, you know, it rattles in here. It's very flexible. I feel like you could easily break this thing. In addition to that, I'd like to see it more with a charging handle, like have, you know, extensions to where you can easily hook it with your, you know, your booger slinger and grab it and be able to rack it back easily. Because right now you have to do this whole pinching thing, which isn't optimal at all. So I'd like to see that. And you know, we've already talked about the trigger enough. The malfunctions he was talking about. So we were getting malfunctions, but it was just the slide locking back or the bolt locking back. And take a look at this clip right here. So look, again, let's talk about this real quick. Guys, we're shooting the intro and we keep getting this malfunction, but you can see in here, there's nothing jammed up. It's just engaging the bolt hold open. Because if I just drop it, it goes. And I don't think it's anything I'm touching over here, because I don't think there is an ambi bolt release. There's an ambi mag release, but not bolt release. So not sure where that is coming from. So yeah, guys, while we're shooting the intro, it happened again and it kind of went through it. And anybody out there that's super familiar with the platform, let us know if you know what's causing that issue. But for the life of me, like, I don't know if it was something in the magazine, like the little indexing point that was maybe touching the bolt hold open. I don't know if it was pushing up on the bolt release and making it lock back. But I couldn't see anything that we were doing with manipulations that was causing it, and it was happening to both of us. So not sure there. I thought maybe it was a magazine issue because we are running one actual B&T mag, and then because it only comes with one, I believe. But we got a bunch of KCI mags that were sent out to us, and it happened with both. So if you're worried about that, no, we got the same malfunctions. We got the same reliability and the same malfunctions. I'd say it functioned like 85–90% of the time. But we did get those malfunctions that you guys were seeing. But the B&T mags, I believe we looked them up. They're like $50 a mag, whereas the KCI mags are $26. So almost, you know, literally half the price of those. You can get 2 for 1. But we got the malfunctions either way. So not sure if maybe it's a break-in period. These are literally the first 300 rounds for the gun. And so keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, I know you guys like, do you regret the purchase? Not really. It's something I wanted. I dive into things a lot before I go and buy them, but when I get them, I like to go full out and make it the way it should be. I'm not done with it. I think one of the reasons maybe I kind of put off shooting it for so long was because I did want to get a better trigger just from dry firing it. But I'm glad we came out here and shot this today. Parker came out to visit for a little vacation, and we were talking about like, hey, what should I wanted to get him out here on the range with this while he was visiting, and I was like, oh, I know what better gun to go shoot than a gun that we've both used in Call of Duty. So that's why we brought this one out. So I think you guys will be wanting to see if we were to, you know, kind of check this thing out, maybe a better charging handle, maybe a better trigger. And I'll say it for the 4th time. Somebody make an FRT for this thing. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Parker, appreciate you coming out, man. We got a blast. We've been gambling, eating food, shooting guns. Like, you know, pretty much good vacation, I'd say.
Yep.
So, guys, let me know what you think about this setup. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Would you shell out the 4,500 shekels to get this entire setup? If not, what would you run instead of it? Drop down below. I know there's companies that are making aftermarket components, so please drop their names below, tag them, hit us up on Instagram. We definitely like to get this thing with some better feature-rich components and run it again for you guys. But thanks for watching as always. SuperVel, the 147 subsonic through the suppressor, very nice. I like. But yeah, anything else you guys have, leave down below. Appreciate you watching. As always, we'll see you in the next video.